I'm so glad you made it in here tonight. Welcome to the J.A.M. This is First Fruit Tuesday, and it's May 7th. Here we are facing Mother's Day, and, Mama's Pearl wasn't exactly the lyrics I expected for Mother's Day. I guess Jackson 5 back in the day, I remember this song, but I didn't remember all the lyrics. But anyway, I'm so glad you chose to be here. I choose you back. There's so many different flavors of ice cream, so many different calls that we have in this wonderful TI community, but you chose to be here tonight on Tuesday, and I am so grateful. So I just wanted to share a few things. I'm not going to be before you long because, we have a jam-packed night as usual. So, on First Tuesdays, I usually give a word, and I have a brief one tonight because I want to talk a little bit about mothers because we're getting ready to go into Mother's Day. And by the way, the J.A.M. Voices are back at it. We're practicing our mama songs, and we're available for the moderators and available just to go around and sing, okay, just to spread glee and to keep some sense of normalcy in the community because we're still in this world, not of it, but in here. So, it truly is the last days when things that are unacceptable are deemed acceptable, things that it would never happen or we wouldn't accept it as happening. We're just accepting it now. Norms are changing. Corruption, for example, which is usually intolerable, is now actually tolerated. I'm thinking of the Targeted Justice newsletter that went out today where there was a reference made to Tucker Carlson's article, which we read, I think, last week or the week before, about the pressure a lot of the Congress received around the FISA Section 702. And that was really unlawful. So how did we accept it? How do we know it happened? How do we just overlook it and just continue on as if it didn't happen? It's amazing. So when I think about the last days, I think about the fact that, how they always say that you're going to have to take the mark of the beast, the 666. And I wonder how they're going to force you to take it. And COVID really was a fine, maybe it was a test run, but it was a fine example of how they, things will be put in place and you will be forced to make a decision, And one of the things for me, as I did not take it, but so I couldn't go to the theater in New York. And I had just said, okay, I'm going to go to the theater like every month. Or whatever. And my friends would go, and I couldn't go because I didn't take the vaccine. So people had to make decisions about their jobs. Some had to, for an income, they had to take the vaccine or to visit their mom or their family member, their father, someone that was in the, a rehab or hospital. In order to visit them, you had to have it. To travel, and maybe you had to travel for work. So there were so many things that forced people to make a decision. And so now we can see how this mark of the beast could, how it can be rolled out and how people will take it even if they don't want to take it. So I guess what the point I want to make, and then I'm going to read a scripture, and then we're going to talk about mothers for a little bit, and then I'm going to open up to you guys. So is that at the end of the day, where we slide around in the gray area, where we don't make a decision as to what we believe, and we just kind of just slide in the gray, is you're going to have to make a decision between black and white. You're going to have to make a decision between yes and no. Do you believe in God or not? Do you believe in Jesus or not? It's going to come to that point because it's just at a serious point. And now is the time really to settle with these issues because without God, nothing is certain. Without him in your life, you don't know what is going to happen. So it's so important to make these decisions. I wanted to read this scripture, and it's from Corinthians 10, verse 4. And it really talks about, because sometimes so many things are happening, we want to take things in our own hands, and we want to deal with people. We want to deal with gang stalkers. We want to deal with perps in an aggressive way. But really, our weapons are not carnal. For a Christian, your weapon, your sword is your word, your Bible, your beliefs and what you say in your prayer. All right, so I'm going to just read this part here. Okay. Sorry, I'm just getting a good light. Second. The world is unprincipled. The dog eat dog out there. The world doesn't fight fair, but we don't ever have and never will. The tools of our trade aren't for marketing or manipulation, but they are for demolishing that entire massively corrupt culture. We use our powerful God tools for smashing warped philosophies, tearing down barriers erected against the truth of God, fitting every loose thought and emotion and impulse into the structure of life shaped by Christ. Our tools are ready at hand for clearing the ground of every obstruction and building lives of obedience into. All right, and I'm reading from the Message Remix. All right. So I just wanted to share that. I mean, we don't fight the regular way, where we get up and fight, but we have our way of fighting spiritually through prayer and through faith and through pushing and believing. That's how we fight. And through forgiveness, believe it or not. I mean, it sounds like a soft term or a passive term, but forgiveness is very powerful. It's a very, very powerful thing to do, because without it, you can't really continue with your communication with God. All right. So I just wanted to drop that nugget, and then we're going to talk a little bit about moms. And I know some people are on good terms with their mothers. Some people have lost their mothers and were on good terms when they passed, and some were not. And some still have their mothers, and they're not on good terms. And I guess that word forgiveness comes up again. We have to remember with our parents that they were at a different generation than we, and they had different problems. They have different skill sets. So what we expect from them sometimes is different from what they're able to give and what they learn to give. And they did the best they can. They did the best that they could. And even when they didn't, if they did something that we think is so vile or so wrong, or we had a difference in agreements all the time, forgiveness goes a long way, and it's helpful to us and to them. It's a time where if you still have your mom, to really just appreciate her and, appreciate her, hug her, squeeze her, and show her some love. It's that it's that season. So I also wanted to, I'm going to share a memory, and I'm going to open up for us to share a memory of Mom today. So my mother and I were very much alike. So Christmas was our favorite holiday. And so one year she was coming to New York to visit me for Christmas, and she also loved these sandwiches. They were pastrami sandwiches from Cat's Deli. So Cat's Deli was in Lower Manhattan. It still is in Lower Manhattan. I mean, you could order the sandwiches. They're so delicious. I mean, they're real thick and cost like $20-something, and she loved their pastrami sandwiches. would say, I just want to put my face in it. I'm like, Ma, your face in the sandwich? I just want to put my face in it. So she loved it so much. So this year, when I picked her up from the airport, we drove straight to Manhattan. We went to Macy's Windows and to see the tree at Rockefeller Center, and, of course, to Cat's Deli so she could put her face in the pastrami sandwich. All right? So when we open up, I'd like to know what your favorite memory is with your mom, or something that you will do with her, you know, if you still have her, God bless you. And also, I want to make sure that if you, as we open up and you have noise in your background, please mute yourself and speak when speak when it's your time, and then mute back again. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. All right, let's go, guys. Welcome to the J.A.M, everybody. Of course, one person has noise. Please mute yourself. All right. Welcome to the J.A.M. Announce yourself, city and state you're from, and your favorite memory of Mom. You know, somebody just got to play something. Thank you. Your favorite memory of Mom. Go ahead.
Hello, this is Tanya from Arkansas.
Hi, how are you, Tanya?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you, Gaji?
I'm okay, thank you. I'm as well as can be expected under the circumstances.
Okay, I feel you. My fondest memory of my mother is she and I always dressing alike when we go to church. We always have outfits on.
Oh, my God, that's so special.
Yes.
That's beautiful. All right.
And then she saw me in something that she didn't have. Why you didn't get me one? I dressed the girls this time. I love it. That was so special. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Tanya. Mm-hmm. Welcome to the J.A.M. Welcome to the J.A.M, everybody. Someone has noise in their background. Please mute yourself. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and your favorite memory of Mom. Hi.
Hi, Gaji. This is Millicent.
Hi, how are you, Nilsa?
Millicent? I'm okay. I'm in Columbia.
Oh, Millicent. Hi, how are you?
I'm all right. My favorite memory of my mom was she was targeted, but she never told me. I saw the signs, and one of the ladies she worked with, we both were in the Christian women's group, where she said, Millicent, is he doing the same thing to your mother? And she became my hero because in spite of all that he did to her, she never stopped.
Wow.
And I mimic her in many ways now and things that I remember she did.
Is that somebody's phone? Somebody's beautiful, beautiful, Millicent. Thank you so much for sharing. We're going to have to find that phone. Give us a second. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead, please. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and your favorite memory of Mom. Millicent, thank you. Tanya, thank you for sharing. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Danielle. Troy's me tonight, but we're in Michigan.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi, I really don't have a favorite memory of my mom, but I really love being a mom.
Okay, I love it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, Danielle.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, next caller.
Hi, Gaji. This is Chris from Idaho. How are you?
As well as can be expected. How are you, Chris?
Good. Yeah, first of all, my mother was a very funny joke teller. She loved to tell jokes and laugh. But we always we always watched the Kentucky Derby together. Always.
Ooh.
And that was,
yep. Armando.
So it was really, I just watched the Kentucky Derby on Saturday, and it brought back a lot of good memories.
Oh, my God, I missed it. Thank you for that, Chris. How fun is that? I love watching the Kentucky Derby. Wow. Yep. All right. Beautiful to watch it with Mom. All right. Welcome to the Jam, everybody. Yourself if you have noise in your background, and please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and what's your favorite.
God bless you, Swinny. You know already who I am, so I don't need an introduction. But I'm from the city of David, the Cataract City, Niagara Falls, New York. I just want to say I give God praise for another day today. And as I was thinking about my mother, one of the biggest things, just many things I miss, Gaji, but one of the biggest things I miss is my mom praying with me, you know, and she was like my prayer partner, you know, and she taught me the Word of God. You know, so many times people say, oh, Sister Samia, you know the Word. Well, that's because my mom instilled in me the Word and raised me up in the fear and the admonition of God. So I thank God for that memory. But I tell you, Gaji, I sure miss praying with her, or her praying for me on a bad day or when I need prayer. She was always right there. And she taught me, you know, how to call on the name of our God. So I thank God for them memories. Amen. God bless you, and God bless the GI community tonight.
God bless you. Thank you for being here, Sister Samia. And guess what, guys? I will be sharing the word on Sister Samia's call this Sunday for Mother's Day, and the Jam Voices will be performing. So I hope you'll stop by. It'll be at 7 p.m. And I also heard Dr. Black, Dr. Millicent, who just spoke, has a new book, and she'll be on DJ Chris following Sister Samia's call this Sunday, being interviewed by DJ Chris and none other than Tranquility. So, guys, you're going to have an exciting Sunday for Mother's Day. Please tune into both events. All right. Thank you for being here. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and your favorite memory of Mom.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, this is Armando, Alvin, Texas, the mentor of the Silent Night.
Hey, Armando, the maker of the Silent Night. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Great. Welcome to the Jam. What's your favorite memory of Mom?
Memory of Mom? Oh, I have so many.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd have to think on that one a little harder. I have too many favorites.
Too many good ones?
Yeah, too many good ones.
Well, hug her and squeeze her because you still have her, and that's a beautiful thing. And everybody, Armando's the one who made the Silent Night, which is really being helpful throughout the community, making it a silent night for many with V2K and those who have communication systems that they're connecting to. It will disrupt it. So it's a beautiful thing. And thank you. Did you want to say anything, Armando, about the Silent Night?
No, I was just listening.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Jam. Thanks for being here.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. Please announce yourself, city and state you're from, and favorite memory of Mom.
Hello, Gaji, and everyone. This is Jacqueline. Good to hear your voice, and everyone too, and to be on the call.
Thanks.
Well, I have several memories of my mom that's up in heaven. Well, the first one, though, regardless what the holidays were, she always would have food on the table and new outfits on us, and she would always sacrifice to provide for us and not herself. And the second one is she would always send me cards. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I'm now in Asheville, North Carolina. And she would always send me cards and always say, keep your faith in God and pray. Say your prayers at night. Yes, I wish she was with us, but I know she's with us. Yes. And thank you all.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing, Jacqueline. That's lovely, lovely memories of Mom. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Go ahead. Next caller, please. City and state you're from. Favorite memory of Mom. Okay. We winding down? All right. Okay, so we're going to close up, and we're going to go into the news. What's going on around the world? I really only this week I have two things, but they're very significant, both of them. So I'm going to start with the video, and then we'll do one commercial, and then I'm going to read the article. And so both of them are really significant. So let's go. Let's see what's going on.
Cruz Police Lieutenant Larry Richards said police are becoming more aware of gang stalking because of cyberbullying. But what is gang stalking? Basically, the victims could be driving their car or talking on their phones or walking the streets when a group of people try to systematically terrorize them. Richard said gang stalking is nothing new, but new technology is making it more common.
Gang stalking itself, they have elevated themselves to technology. So this is something that's been going on before the age of Facebook, Twitter, those other social websites. They just now have gone into those areas.
Gazzino said he's proof that the problem isn't just online and that it can hit too close to home. A home he plans on leaving because of gang stalking.
I want to be able to go to the tennis courts and play tennis or play ping pong without people following us everywhere. It's just nerve-wracking.
I'm Candace Wen in Salinas, your Central Coast News.
If found guilty of gang stalking, a person may face criminal, conspiracy, and stalking charges, all of which are felony charges in California.
All right, for California, felony charges in California for gang stalking. Okay, and he said, which we know, he can't go to the tennis court. He sounds like a very athletic guy. Tennis court, ping pong, wherever he goes, there come the gang stalker. So he made the news, which is really good. So that is a good sign for us, TIs, that they start talking about the gang stalking on the news and make it an issue. So I need to find that California law. It is, if you just being with a gang, when you are able to prove that someone is working with someone else to attack you, then you can show that it's a gang that's after you, and that is the gang stalking, which makes it a federal crime. So everybody, I know people walk around with their phones and their cameras, and they're taking pictures and they're logging things and writing it down. Continue to do it, because when you get your day in court, you don't know how impactful this could be. So make sure that you continue to keep your journal, keep pictures, keep video, whatever you have, and remember to keep it in different formats. Save it to your SD card, put one here, put one there, and so forth, because it will come out. It will be helpful in the long run. All right. So let's hear a commercial, and then I'm going to talk about this article. Go ahead.
Are you feeling like something strange is happening in your life? You tell others, but nobody believes you? Well, get ready to uncover the truth with GoGi Justice's groundbreaking book, GoGi's 10 Signs Which Indicate You're a Targeted Individual. GoGi Justice, an everyday person just like you, has written a book that exposes the covert illegal activities happening right under our noses. With a writing style that's raw, honest, and relatable, GoGi takes you on a journey through the dark world of targeted individuals. You'll ask yourself if you are experiencing these signs. Learn about infiltration, gang stalking, privacy violations, and even hacked home appliances. GoGi's book is a beacon of hope, providing encouragement, tips, and resources for those who find themselves trapped in this nightmare. It's time to fight back and regain control of your life. So if you're tired of feeling isolated, unheard, and targeted, grab a copy of GoGi's 10 Signs Which Indicate You're a Targeted Individual. Available now on Amazon.com and the Targeted Justice Etsy shop. Don't let them silence you any longer. Take the first step towards understanding, empowerment, and freedom. Get your copy today and join the movement. GoGi Justice's book, A Voice for the Targeted Individuals.
Okay, don't forget to get your book, guys. We have it's an ebook and also a paperback. So I'd love for you to pick up a copy, share with other people, and just to confirm and affirm things for yourself. All right, now this article is, the name of it is CIA is Obstructing Justice and Witness Tampering in Havana Syndrome Cover-Up, attorney says. Now, the good part about this, and Mark, meaning he, we'll see as we go along some of the things that he's saying, but he's bringing up that there's a cover-up, a government cover-up, and but he's being very careful. But he has the eyes and ears of the people, so that is a good thing about it. All right, so here it is. The Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, is witness tampering and obstructing justice over a major cover-up surrounding Havana Syndrome, according to Washington, D.C. Attorney Mark Zaid. Zaid has represented many in law enforcement and the intelligence community who have become a victim of Havana Syndrome, also known as AHI, anomalous health incidents. Okay. Senator Ron Johnson, who believes he may be a victim of an AHI attack, spoke to the Wisconsin Law Journal Monday. Based on how often I have personally experienced federal agency cover-ups in my investigations, a cover-up by the CIA in this matter wouldn't surprise me at all. I will be interested in finding out what will be revealed in the upcoming hearing. There's a hearing tomorrow, Johnson said. If anybody can see the hearing or find out where it is, there's a hearing tomorrow. I hope it's a public hearing. Not like the January 9th closed meeting that we never got the results of when those senators and representatives asked what's going on with this watch list. Never got the results. How dare you? Okay, anyway. Zaid will be one of a handful of individuals testifying before Congress on May 8th. One of the many of Zaid's current clients is an intelligence community whistleblower. So Zaid noted the whistleblower is not part of the separate FOIA litigation, which seeks the release documents that would shed light on Havana Syndrome. The whistleblower filed an urgent concern complaint with the ICIG that was deemed credible, according to Zaid, who noted it was forwarded to the House Select Committee on Intelligence. We have been publicly raising serious and legitimate questions which the U.S. government has provided no real substantive answers, Zaid said during an interview with the Wisconsin Law Journal on Friday. The lawsuit seeks disclosure of the whistleblower complaint that accused the U.S. government, especially of CIA, of obstruction of justice and witness tampering, Zaid said. One of the conclusions in this document is that the CIA is deliberately withholding information from sister agencies in order to prevent those agencies from conducting further investigations, Zaid said. Zaid said his May 8th congressional testimony will focus on AHI's Havana Syndrome. The walls of opportunity to be on the right side of history are closing in on the government. There is going to be some very difficult decisions reached by our intelligence community to come forward and share what they know, Zaid said. When asked by the Wisconsin Law Journal to provide specific examples of the CIA's alleged witness tampering and obstruction of justice, he said most of that information is classified. and that's how they do. They make it classified, and you know, and where do you go with that? There is nothing specific that wouldn't be either classified or that I couldn't share because of sources, they said. But I can say this: as part of a current FOIA lawsuit I'm handling, we learned CIA was withholding significant AHI documents from DOD, Zaid added. On May 8th, the House Homeland Security Subcommittee on Counterterrorism, Law Enforcement, and Intelligence, led by Chairman August, oh God, I'm going to mess this name up. It's PFI, or is that a L? PFLUGER, Pfluger, will, and he's from Texas, will hold a hearing to receive testimony from experts and former government officials regarding anomalous health incidents, also known as Havana Syndrome, according to a written statement by the House Homeland Security Committee. I will be making it clear within an unclassified record of just how much the U.S. government is deliberately covering up the information it possesses regarding this subject matter of AHI. Zaid notes he has not seen everything because of the nature of how intelligence works is very compartmentalized. I've been in this business too long to not understand the information that I am not aware of. However, based on what I have seen, learned, and been told, the U.S. government is covering up what it knows about AHIs, and it's particularly being, I don't know why this word is cover up, blanked by one or foreign adversaries, Zaid said. According to Zaid, those adversaries are likely Russia, China, and Iran, which was recently reported on CBS News 60 Minutes. This your typical spy versus spy tactics. We don't know motive or intent. We just know what the result is, he said. According to Zaid, the energy weapons that cause Havana Syndrome, and it's so good that they acknowledge that energy weapons cause Havana Syndrome, because everyone who's been diagnosed with Havana Syndrome, if you're able to get your diagnosis, do so. If not, you will be able to soon. So they at least are saying that it's caused by energy weapons that cause Havana Syndrome are designed to incapacitate, harass, intimidate, and interfere with the duties and responsibilities of intelligence officers. And we know not only intelligence officers. We liken it to the slashing of tires, Dade said, noting that in the case of the CIA, it interferes with case officers' ability to meet with the assets who provide critical information to the U.S. government to keep the nation safe. What could be better than for our adversaries to even incapacitate our intelligence community so they lie in bed all day and can no longer report to work, Zaid added. Okay, so he is under the assumption or belief that the adversaries are doing it. When an article stated that the government said that they cannot say that an adversary was doing it. Okay, but that's the perspective he writes from. We take what we can, and what we take is that the fact that they acknowledge that it's direct energy weapons or it's energy weapons that's doing it. As previously reported, CIA employees around the world, including in Wisconsin and U.S., Senator Ron Johnson, are among the latest possible targets of Havana Syndrome. 2 weeks after returning from a CODEL to Moscow on July 25th, 2018, I suddenly lost hearing in my right ear, together with significant loss of balance. I was evaluated by neurologists from NIH and Walter Reed Medical Center. The only explanation was a temporary loss of blood flow to one of my cranial nerves, cause unknown, Johnson said during an interview with the Wisconsin Law Journal on May 6, 2024. And then, of course, they put this little thing here that's blocking it. but it says possible targets are civilians. Okay, so here's what they say about civilians. Zaid said throughout his legal career, he has seen a number of civilians impacted, mainly family members of the intelligence community. This includes many children whose parents work in the intelligence community. Zaid noted the civilians he represents are family members of governmental employees. So if you are a family member of a government employee, you may be able to be represented by Zaid. He's not taking just everyday people, just everyday TIs. But if you have members of the family that work for the government, you may be able to appeal to Zaid because you are a family member. I am not engaging in claims outside of federal government. However, it would make sense from an intelligence perspective for the adversary, in order to confuse us, to hit civilians who have nothing to do with the federal government. It would be in a strategic distraction for the adversary, Zaid said. Yeah, okay. All right. It's the stuff of spy. It's the stuff of spy movies and movies. How best to distract from what this is, but driving down some suburban street into who happens to be picking up newspaper, Zaid said. Added. And they bring this up, pets. Yes, even dogs have been zapped by the energy weapon, according to various intelligence reports. So this is good so that we can cite this when we send this to PETA, okay? So we can cite and record that this was written as a fact in this article. Okay. Why the cover-up? There are multiple reasons why for the cover-up, Zaid said, noting any one of which could be understandable. He added, Zaid noted, from one agency to the next, those explanations may have different consequences and significance. It's not that I don't understand why the cover-up is continuing. I'm just simply not going to allow it to continue, Zaid said Friday. One possible theory behind the cover-up is that the CIA, who first developed and deployed, it was the CIA who first developed and deployed the weapon. Okay, I think we're getting somewhere. It was the CIA who first developed and deployed the weapon. Okay, he doesn't want to say it, but anyway. On Tuesday, April 30th, the Office of the Director of National Intelligence Defendant responded to the James Madison Project, that's the plaintiff's, request to release hundreds of documents that would shed light on possible multi-agency government cover-up over Havana Syndrome. Zaid also represents the James Madison Project. The responsive documents appear to implicate the equities of numerous agencies. OONI wrote in its response, noting, in fact, most of the responsive documents were not generated by ODNI, but rather were provided to the Inspector General during the investigation at issue. Okay, at issue. All right, and okay, we're getting near the end. Let me see how much more of this. Let's see how significant this is. Okay. The ODNI has sought consultation from 10 different federal agencies and federal government organizations regarding a subset of the responsive records, as previously reported by the Wisconsin Law Journal on April 26, 2024. The Director of National Intelligence filed a request in federal court seeking a two business day extension of time until April 30th, 2024, in request to make public records that will likely shed light on some of the mystery behind Havana Syndrome. Okay, let me just skip down. The CIA provided an estimated response date of July 31st for 2024 for a consultation request concerning 32 pages of records. Okay, so that we're going to note these dates. July 31st, they're supposed to hear a response. Another agency whose mere existence is classified, wow, is referred to in court documents as Agency B. So we can't even know what agency that is, what that is. Agency B provided a July 15, 2024 response date to produce 42 pages of documents. Okay, so July is going to be a big month, guys, in terms of Havana Syndrome. This community legal issues. This is the first. This is a first for him. The most interesting aspect in that response is that the government is claiming that one or more agencies' identities, when associated with April, is in itself classified, they noted. And I guess that's Agency B. And here we go. Oh, associated with AHI is itself classified. I have never once seen the government's position that the agency's identity are classified merely because it's tied to AHI, they said. The U.S. Special Operations Command, SOCOM, has provided the ODNI with an updated response date estimate of May 15th. That would be next week, next Wednesday, for consultation concerning 5 pages of records. The Defense Intelligence Agency, DIA, provides an estimated response date of May 3rd, that passed, for the completion of 2 consultations that collectively encompass 31 pages of records. The ONDI once again expressed the need to make referrals in this litigation, and it has anticipated doing so by May 10th, 2024, according to court. I don't know what that word is because they got these little logos that cover up everything. All right, that is the end of the article. So the bottom line is that we can really see how the lawsuit, the targeted justice lawsuit, and other lawsuits can get buried and not persistent because of this cover-up, the red tape and the, this is classified. Think about FISA, for example, where we are the ones who make up most of the list, 97%, and yet when it's time to vote on, the pushback is, it's national security. It's national security. You don't want to leave the door open for anybody to just walk in. We can't have the United States of America like that. So that kind of scare tactic and the other tactics that were used that were unlawfully used to get people to agree to keep FISA and actually empower it. They empowered it to the point where people can now spy and report on us. That's absurd. So I'm hoping that they revisit that at a time. They revisit that amendment, and I kind of put that in the thank you letter that G requested last week. So we'll get into that in a minute. So just to finish with this Havana Syndrome that Mark Zaid, who represents all the diplomats who have Havana Syndrome and were attacked, and they're having, they're experiencing health issues, and so he's getting the pushback from the government. They won't show him this, and this is classified, and that, and he's pushing back to get everything exposed, and that will benefit us in the long run. So he wants everything out there, and that's so good. Whether he believes it's from friendly fire or from adversaries is not an issue at this point. It's the fact that they know it's direct energy weapons. They know that it's happening and that it's real, and that we're gonna hold on to what's positive about it, and we're gonna hope and push to see that go to full fruition. All right, so that's the goal. We want to make sure that they expose what's happening with direct energy weapons, and we believe that once all these classified documents are revealed and shared, that they're going to find out that, as they said, it was first deployed and developed by CIA, and that they're still overseeing it. Okay, so we're gonna just keep our eyes and ears open for that. I'll continue to bring information about that. If you find out anything and you would like to send it to me, please send it to the Justice Action Meeting at proton.me so that we can share it here with the whole community. And thank you for keeping your eyes and ears open. Okay? All right. The other thing is, what else? Okay, so now we want to move on into, there were some people during the FISA Section 702 when they were reauthorizing or deciding whether to reauthorize or not, that really stood up and they were very courageous. So we talked about sending them thank you letters, just notes of encouragement so that they will continue these moves. These moves are bold because think about what Tucker Carlson said. He was saying that they threaten them that they're going to put something on their computer, they're going to set them up and do all kinds of evil things to them. And so for Congress people and judges and everyone in leadership positions to stand up against this is a big deal. So there were a lot of people that did, and including Elizabeth Warren, Gary Peters, Todd Warner. I don't want to start naming, but there's so many that stood up. So we want to look at who did stand up. We'll make a list of TR friendly: Jean Shaheen, Ron Johnson, Marco Rubio, and we want to send them thank you, just letters of encouragement. So this is a letter that I came up with, and we can, when we open up the Q&A, if you want to add something, take away, or something, please do that. So, Tranquility, will you please read the letter?
Dear Honorable Leader, being a leader in today's tumultuous society cannot be easy. However, you're doing it and making positive contributions. To that end, I'd like to say thank you. The targeted individual community is ever so grateful for your work. Much is needed to assist, and we're hopeful that we're headed in the right direction. TIs are innocent American citizens who are unlawfully placed in the terrorist screening database on the domestic terrorist watch list with no due process and no redress. To that end, if you were amongst the leaders who called for an examination of the flawed watch list, again, thank you. 97% of the watch list is comprised of TIs who are far from terrorists. See attached. Furthermore, there was a closed meeting held on January 9th, 2024, in response to the questioning which has not been disclosed to the general public. Is there a way to get the results of the inquiry? TIs are also unduly subject to the new FISA provision. Spreading disinformation about TIs and empowering the public to report or spy on them is unconstitutional. Thus, if you voted against FISA or even to amend it, thank you. You don't realize the harassment and invasion of privacy that TIs experience on a day-to-day basis. Hopefully, this amendment can be revisited in the near future. Havana Syndrome is a result of directed energy weapons. Victims are not only diplomats, they are also everyday people. Yes, that's right, TIs. The continual remote use of these weapons can cause Havana Syndrome in just 6 months. If you've been a part of the small contingent to raise awareness and take a stand for this issue, thank you. I know it's no easy feat. This is the life-threatening byproduct of being in the TSDB. If you've viewed the attachment, then you understand that the watch list is fraudulent. In summary, this correspondence is to sincerely thank you for being courageous and caring enough to address the hard-to-face issues and to take a stand for TIs. Please know a stand for TIs is a stand for the entire human race. Sincerely, Tranquility Adelet. Enclosure, analysis chart on TSDB handling codes. A template of this letter can be found at tievents.org under the Toolkit section. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Tranquility. All right, so that is the thank you letter that G requested last week. So we spoke about everyone who, to those who stood up one way or the other, whoever you choose to send it to, then it is in the toolkit on tievents.org. So please go there and use it. All right, and send it to where you are a constituent, and also to other people, just people that you feel have made a stance and made some impact and can help us. I didn't put anything actionable. I did have one question in there, which was, could we find out the results of what happened on January 9th? But if I think of adding anything actionable, I will edit the letter, and it will still be on tievents.org in the toolkit. All right, so thanks, G. It was a great idea, and I did my homework. I did my J.A.M. homework, okay? And so make sure y'all do yours, okay? Send these letters out. Encourage the people who are making stands, because it's real. It's their real life can be impacted, and so when they make a stance, it's for real. And so we want to encourage them as well, which encourages us, and it encourages this whole thing. And I think like by now we would think we would have more results. But if you look at what's happening, look what Mark Zaid is going through and what he's saying is going on. Look at the cover-ups and look at how, they're like really pushing to keep this quiet and keep this down. And so the corruption is real. And so it's no wonder, but we do know it's over. It's coming out. All right. And we also promised to talk a little bit about the Tennessee and Texas laws. Last week we spoke about the M&Ms, I call it, Maine, Michigan, and Massachusetts. And most of those actually all of those were about portable weapons or, devices that were used to hurt other people. So no matter what kind of device they were thinking of or whatever, they have beams in there, radiation. They list the kind of things that these weapons can use, electrical, electronic, and those words. But the words can be used for what's going on with us. However, Tennessee and Texas in particular, and before I mention those two, I want to say that we heard today that California gangstalking is a federal crime, and in Colorado we know they have the new neural rights. So we have some C's, M's, and T's, right? So tonight we're going to look at the T's. What I like about the T's, Texas and Tennessee, is that they deal with the day-to-day issues. So Texas really deals with, that House bill came out around August, September, October, somewhere towards the middle end, I guess towards the ending month of 2023, where you cannot follow anyone, you can't retaliate against anyone. They really had some special regulations for when you're getting a divorce. And I remember speaking to quite a few TIs, and it was while they were getting the divorce that they ended up on the list. And sometimes the husband was well connected or so forth, or usually the husband, I can't say the wife, but in every instance I heard it was the husband, was well connected, and so the wife would end up suffering. Some were thrown out of their houses or put in a mental institution while they took over their house, and all kinds of things they would do to people. And so that is no longer permissible. It wasn't permissible, but in Texas there's laws about it. So if you can prove and show that that's what you're going through, then of course you can, stand on that law. And there are laws about following other people. So if you show that people are following you, then you can also stand on that law. So they have, that is, I believe it's House Bill 2751. And so that is the one for Texas. Now the one for Tennessee is even better. And both of the T's, both Tennessee and Texas, are working on banning what's this thing called? Chemtrails. They're working on banning the chemtrails. Those chemtrails, I'm not sure what they do, but they sure make the sky really cloudy. And people are saying that they're toxic, and they do all these horrible things. So Tennessee, Texas, and there are probably several other states that are working on banning it. but I believe Tennessee and Texas are really close to getting it done. The Tennessee, which I love where they're going, is I'm trying to find out where this is. It was supposed to hit the House. It may already be enacted. I will let you know by next week. But it's a law to prohibit the FBI from calling on law enforcement. So from the FBI to pull the police into their investigations. So basically to pull the police into bothering TIs, into investigating TIs. And the premise there is that the FBI does is circular, what the do should be lineal. It should be a crime already committed that they're associated with, that they're investigated, not that they're trying to follow around a TI forever, or, they said they don't want their law enforcement resources being used against, Christians or Catholics or school moms and so forth. So they were very clear. They have, you can tell by the bill, that they listen to Jim Jordan and the House Judiciary Committee Select, and they want to make sure that it's clear that their officers are not involved in that kind of activity. So, sounds like Tennessee is the place to be. All right, so those were the two states that I was to look up this week, and I think that's all I have. If that's all I have, I'm going to open up for Q&A, and I'm going to let us try to figure out what we want to do next. Now, wait 1 second. Make sure that that's all I have. 1 second. All right. Sorry, guys, 1 minute. People are texting me about their moms. Okay. Let's see. Is that all that I had there? Oh. Okay. We also wanted to read a plaintiff tonight. I think the next one, I think it's named Deborah. So we may read the plaintiff. If we have the whole thing, we'll read the whole thing. If not, we'll read the beginning of it, and then we'll finish it next week. But we want to continue reading the plaintiffs, and I want to remind us, because people often confuse the lawsuit and think that the lawsuit is only for the 18 plaintiffs, but the lawsuit, which, by the way, is at a point where we have to go to the Supreme Court. So the lawsuit is, although it's for those 18, it's for all of us, the persons of interest who registered. When our attorney gets to go in the back, hopefully look at that list, we'll be able to look up the names of the people who registered and find out when they were put on the list. That's very key information. You'll have a hard time finding out without that. So that's for everybody who registered, not only the 18 plaintiffs, and also the 18 plaintiffs serve as a model. They get what we're going to watch their story and their complaints and what their compensation, and whoever we're most likely, who we're most alike, then that's what we'll ask for from our attorney. And all we have to do is provide our information. We have the template of flawless lawsuit, okay, a flawless lawsuit. All right, so then is Major P, are you there? No, I don't hear her.
She's here. She needs to unmute.
Is she muted?
Yes. If you
I think she may only have the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Major P, can you read the beginning, the part you shared with me? And if you don't have the whole thing, we'll just read that, and then we'll read the rest next week.
Wow, I had a hard time unmuting. I do.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay,
good.
Give me 1 second.
Hey, how are
I
you?
don't have the whole article, only the parts that I showed you.
Okay, so just have an introduction. Okay.
Uh-huh.
All right. And then we'll read the whole thing next week. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay, plaintiff Deborah Joanne Mayhanger of legal age, United States citizen, former FBI agent, mother, is a resident of New Hampshire. She became aware she was a TI on or about 2019. Plaintiff Mayhanger also appears on behalf of and as custodian of her 8-year-old daughter, L.M., who is also a TI.
Okay, thank you. So then we'll be hearing about that next week. She was a former FBI agent, and she's one of the plaintiffs, and her daughter both are targeted. So we'll read about that next week, and I'll help make sure that you have that major piece so we can go forward with that. Thank you. All right, guys, I think that's all we have tonight, and I'm going to if you have any questions, comments, please get in queue. And also what's really important is if you think about where we are with things, with our lawsuit, we're still watching the Kovac versus Ray. I think that's the name of it. The one they did he did his oral argument in April, and we're waiting to see what happens. And they challenged the TSDB, saying that it's not a legal list because a president can't sign it into executive order. It has to be put in by Congress. So that's something that would be really impactful. So I believe CARE is behind that. I'm not sure. So I will try to pull that up and bring it to the surface so we can talk about that next week. And I would like us to talk about what we will do next. One of the things that we're thinking about doing, of course, when we go to D.C., we want to have our rally, but I'm understanding that to go to the Supreme Court, it takes a while. It takes, it'll be months, probably. But in the meantime, we're considering assembling in Colorado to do some action, to do some foot action. So I will be sharing about that. I'm going to get the information from the coordinator, and maybe I'll ask him to come on and talk about it a little bit, and we'll see how we want to participate in that. And in the meantime, what other letters, what other actions can we do? I already see one. Since they mentioned the pets, we're going to do the PETA thing. I think Anna Toledo did something with PETA, so I'm going to get that information, and I'll share that next week so that we all can jump on and pass that around. But we want to add, we also started some things. I want to add this quote here, since they said it is a fact that they mess with the pet of the people, of the diplomats as well, and the governmental people. All right, guys. That's all I have tonight. Again, next week we're going to do our post-Mother's Day celebration. I have the J.A.M voices coming on to share and sing. On Sunday, I'll be on Samia's call at 7, ministering, and also the J.A.M voices will perform. So we're really going to focus on moms this month. And if you're a mom like Danielle and happy, that's a beautiful thing. And if you have your mom, please do squeeze her, spend some time with her. And if it wasn't so good with mom, forgive, let it go, release. And if it was great, then hold on to those precious memories and bask in them anytime you can. All right? All right. So I'm going to take the first question. Hold on.
Hi, Gaji, and hello to all the fellow TIs. I have a quick question. Well, first, I want to say happy upcoming Mother's Day to all the mothers on the call. Happy Mother's Day to you. And a huge thank you to G for the letter.
I'm sorry, I wasn't hearing you. Go ahead. Can you repeat that, please?
Sure, I can. I was just saying hello to everyone. Hello to you. Happy upcoming Mother's Day to all the mothers on the call. And I just have a quick question. You're very welcome. And I did want to extend a huge thank you to G for the letter that she requested. Well done. And my note on the letter, Gaji, is because everyone doesn't know what TI means, would it be better for us to spell it out as targeted individuals where you have TI?
Oh, okay. The first time we wrote targeted individuals and put TIs in parentheses.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, good job for the Tranquility. Read that. So thank you all so much. And that was my question. I'll mute.
Hello? Is it me? Are you still talking, Lynn?
No. I was saying that was my only question. I'll mute.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yes, we put the first time we said targeted individuals and put TIs in parentheses, and then we kept saying TIs. But thank you. Well noted.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. Guys, this might be a record for the J.A.M. We may end early tonight, and so if anyone would like to, any moderator would like to make an announcement, I'll let you make announcements. That's all I have for tonight. We're going to open up and say goodbye, but I don't know if anyone. I'll just make the announcements. Okay, so you know that Melody's call is on Monday. That's the V2K call. Today is Chief's call, and on Thursday is Deborah's Saturday, and all of the calls are listed in TIEvents.org. Also, we heard that I'll be on Samia's call Sunday. Dr. Black will be on DJ Chris on Sunday. Minister Jerome does a 1 and 6 p.m. call for prayer, and you just have so many calls that you get to choose from. I am ending early, and I'm so not used to this, but please do make sure you come back next week so we can celebrate mothers. All right, guys? Let's open up, unless there's a question.
Yes, I do now have a couple people in queue. You want me to?
Okay, I'm sorry. Right. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
All right.
Hello. Hi.
Gaji, this is Twinnie. I just want to mention, as you were speaking, I was kind of looking for the information for tomorrow where Senator Ron Johnson will be testifying to the Weaponization Committee. And it looks like you could go to watchlive.house.gov. It's not Jim Jordan's committee now. All right, I want everyone to know that. But that particular thing is the, I believe it's like the House of Reps, I think, it seems. But you could go check it out at house.gov.
House.gov or watch? Did you say watch?
Watchlive.house.gov.
Oh, I love it. Watch live at house.gov. Oh, my God.
Right, house.gov, yeah. And it's actually what I thought. It's actually the website there for the United States House of Representatives. So that's where it looks like you'll be able to listen to it.
Beautiful. Thank you. That'll be great, guys. And then when we come back, we'll share. So not only Ron Johnson, but also Mark Zaid will be testifying tomorrow. So it should be a good day. And remember, last week we mentioned that DOJ put out something for whistleblowers, an incentive for whistleblowers. So I mean, and I know people are, I'm sure people are afraid to blow the whistle, but somebody's got to, we got to start somewhere. All right. Thank you so much. Sister Samia, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Go ahead, ma'am. Next caller.
Hi, Gaji. Hi, Gaji.
Hi.
It's Autumn. How are you?
Hi. Hi, Autumn. How are you?
Gaji? I'm good, honey. How are you?
Okay.
I just had a real quick thing
you.
I wanted to ask anybody that's on and listening. I am trying to gather information on anybody that has been on any kind of airplane flight or any kind of bus or public transportation train that has had any kind of V2K on them on those trips. If they could give any kind of a short statement saying that they experienced it while they were 35,000 feet in the air or while they were on a train. I have a reason for doing that, and I would so appreciate it if you could help me get those together.
Okay, so you want me to collect that information, or you want them to email you
directly? If you could collect that information or forward it to me, and you've got my contact information, Gaji, and I have a reason to my madness there. Trust me.
Okay, thank you.
I experienced it. I experienced it in an airplane and on a train, and there's a reason for this because this is something that's going to make some eyes open up. And I've already gathered a lot of them, and it's something that needs to be brought to the attention of other people. And if you've been on an airplane, on a train, and had V2K on you and hearing voices, whatever it may be, it's going to help a lot to bring a little bit of light to things. And it's something that I'm spearheading. And Gaji, I'm going to be talking to you real soon. Thank you so much. I'm so glad that you got that picture I sent you yesterday.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much for it. I'm going to use it too. Mm-hmm.
And God bless you. God bless everybody. Happy Mother's Day, everybody that are mothers. And I love you guys. And Mary Elizabeth's going to be talking to you soon too. She's going through her infusion treatments right now. So after she gets done with those, we're going to be in contact with you, and she can do a show with you. Okay?
Okay, thank you. Yes.
God
thank you so much. I look forward to it. You too.
Okay.
All right. So if you have, thank you. You too, Autumn. On a train, in the plane, V2K, email me, the Justice Action Meeting at proton.me. Okay. Thank you so much for that. All right. We'll be hearing from the judge soon. She'll be one of our guests. All right, guys. Next caller, please.
Hi, Gaji. This is Chris. I just had a question about
Chris.
the letter.
Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Okay.
Was there, maybe I missed it, I'm not sure, but was there something in there that listed the handling codes 3 and 4?
Yes, there is. Well, I didn't say handling code 3 and 4, but it's on the attachment. So,
okay.
A beautiful chart, a pie chart. Yes. So it shows all the handling codes, 1, 2, 3, 4, and even 5, I think. Okay. So that's the attachment. Okay. And it'll be up in the toolkit. Thank you.
Mhm.
I hope we all use this letter. Please let them know what it's thanking them, but it's also giving information about who we are and what we're going through. So it's very impactful. Please use it. Okay, next caller, please.
Hi, Gaji. It's Sandra.
Hi.
Hi, Gaji.
Hi, Sandra. How are you?
I'm okay, honey. Thank you. I was listening to the lady, and I don't have V2K, but I was on a plane recently, and I am targeted at the airport in that when I go through the screening, I set off in 3 different areas, and I'm pulled aside, and I'm patted and touched. Okay? Not only that, I'm screened through, and they let me go on to board the plane. I board the plane, and I'm targeted the entire time at 35,000 feet. I don't have V2K, but I am targeted as a normal, targeted person.
Yes, I get it. All right, so I'm going to put that down as well. I mean, so send that, email me that as well, please, Sandra. That'll be great. Thank you. And I'll include that with her. All right. Thanks for joining the J.A.M. Thanks for being here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Gaji. It's Danielle.
Hi.
Hi. There was somebody representing, military. Well, my ex-husband he had a security clearance. He flew drones down in Fort Huachuca. And then afterwards, he started working for BAE, which we have found on the site that actually hires gang stalkers. So I'm sort of wondering, would I be somebody possibly, because we are divorced, we have 3 kids, would I be somebody that he maybe would consider even just speaking to?
You're saying, would you be someone
that he would even,
Mark?
I'm wondering if I am targeted because he was military, he had a security clearance, he flew freaking drones, and then I am thinking I was more than kind of
right. Let me ask you, what were you targeted before you all were divorced?
I wouldn't have. I don't know. I don't think I would have noticed. I was so busy being a mom of babies that I wouldn't have really noticed. But
okay.
now,
and do you think your husband, your ex-husband, you think he's targeted?
I feel like I don't know if he is. I don't think he has 2 brain cells to rub together to do any of this sort of. I guess I just.
Well, I'll just say this. So, a lot of times when it comes to divorce, the woman ends up being targeted, but he also could be himself, because remember, who Zaid is representing are people that work for the government that are targeted and have Havana Syndrome. So it would be that if he gets tested and he is diagnosed with Havana Syndrome, then you, as a family member, get tested and diagnosed, then you would fit into his lawsuit, Zaid's lawsuit. You could be covered.
We have we are not speaking terms at all. But I could pretty much self-diagnose myself with Havana Syndrome, almost terribly. I thought I had early onset dementia before I realized what was actually happening to us. So I guess I'm all of these things that people are saying are starting to trigger whole different thoughts. I had an IUD put in on a military base, and I can't walk through security anywhere without going off. So
right.
All these flags are.
I would reach out. Yeah, I would reach out to him, and but I think I don't know how your relationship is with your ex-husband, but I would call him first.
Okay. Yeah, there is none. Most of the time we have restraining orders because he doesn't like paying child support. It's an optional thing, so it's not a thing. So I guess
I understand. I get it. So it's not friendly for sure.
No, it's definitely not. It's mostly friendly because we don't speak.
Okay. So that makes it difficult. But you could reach out, and maybe he'll reach out for you. You know, especially if he, I don't know how open he is to new and more. But he did at one time say we need some more lawyers, so he knows it's going to be more people. So I would think that you guys fit in that category. You may fit in that category.
Thank you.
So I would reach out to him.
How do I ask my doctor, I guess, how do I even approach even considering this whole Havana Syndrome thing? We've scanned me for migraines. We've pretty much covered everything, and the last time I kindly, very gently mentioned possibly just having like a hypersensitivity to like the EMFs that come off of all of the Wi-Fi and everything. And she looked at me like I was nuts. So
right, most people, most doctors do not touch it. So I only know of two. You can reach me offline. You could email me, and I'll share those two. But most doctors do not touch it, and you can start the process.
Okay. Thank you very much. I appreciate all your help.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you for joining the J.A.M. Thank you for being here.
Always. Thank you.
And being such a good mom. Okay.
Oh, thank you. Happy Mother's Day to you, everyone.
Thank you. All right, guys, we're going to open up and say good night. Let's open up and
yeah, that's just their status.
Thanks for being here. I hope it was informative. Sorry so short, but at least you guys can go to work tomorrow on time. Thanks for joining the J.A.M.
Happy Mother's Day. We're doing it again tonight.
God bless
everyone. Happy Mother's Day.
Bless you too.
Sound is on in this video because.
Good night, okay.
Good night.
Thank you for joining the J.A.M.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Happy Mother's Day.
How can I ask a question? How can I get